Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to the ThePackHub's latest Packaging Trends webinar. My name is Paul Jenkins. I'm Managing Director of UK Packaging Innovation Consultancy, ThePackHub. Delighted to be joined today by Peggy Cross from EcoTensil. Peggy has had a long career in packaging and marketing and has developed a wide range of EcoTensil products specifically designed to address packaging requiring an easy alternative to plastic cutlery. So Peggy will be doing a presentation shortly in part of this session. So what we'll cover over the next 55 minutes or so, we'll have the obligatory 60 seconds on the ThePackHub and our Innovation Zone database. We'll then do an overview of the food packaging trend areas. And then we're going to split the trend innovations into two sections. So part one, we're going to do sort of 10 new food packaging innovations that you will be of interest. And then we're going to have Peggy's presentation on can single-serve convenience coexist with sustainability and new plastic in the new plastic cutlery ban. We'll then have a second part of the new food packaging innovations and then an opportunity to ask Peggy any questions as part of our Q&A. We'll then have details of our next event. You will get a link to this webinar recording post-event, and all our webinars are available at our YouTube channel, so it's youtube.com/ThePackHub. So this recording will be probably live by the close of play tomorrow. A little bit about the ThePackHub. A lot of you are regulars to our webinars and hopefully understand a little bit about what the ThePackHub does. I'll just, if you could give me just 30 seconds to reiterate to anyone that doesn't know. Four main areas of service: technical support and project management, events where permitted. We're hopeful that 2021 will be a busier time for face-to-face events. We do reports, so we've just recently launched a refillable and reusable packaging compendium. And of course, we've got our Innovation Zone packaging database, which is a searchable and easy to use resource. Now with over 4,300 packaging initiatives, we upload 20 new innovations every week. And these innovations are from concept to in-market launches. So really giving you a good global view of what's going on in the market, what your competitors are doing, and really a great way of keeping you and your teams up to speed, and also a way to inspire you, hopefully, and come up with some good ideas. So these are just some of the brands, retailers and suppliers that are members of our database. So it really is a service for everyone. I mentioned our refillable and reusable packaging compendium. We've collated 175 market initiatives with visuals, analysis and comment. We interviewed 17 key stakeholders across companies like Unpackaged, Loop, Recoup, King of Shaves, University of Sheffield, so really got a really good understanding of what's going on in that market. So we've got a special offer, which I'll describe at the end. So before we can talk about sort of the latest food packaging trends, I think it's important just to put things into context in terms of what are the sort of the trend areas. First thing to say is that we are in the throes of putting together a global packaging trends compendium for launch January the 15th next year. And that's meaning that we are now reassessing the trend areas that we've previously denoted. So, but these are the ones that are currently valid, and they are as follows. But we are reviewing this, and by the next time we have a webinar in December, they will have been slightly modified to reflect late 2020. So the trend areas are as follows: compostable, biodegradable, biomaterial developments, recycling resurgence. We had a huge amount of activity in terms of recycled content and recyclable packaging. Reusable packaging, clearly from the report that we've just launched, big area of development from a relatively small base. Carbon footprint reduction strategies, that is on the increase. Reducing waste is another packaging area, trend area. And of course, for the last 2.5, 3 years, plastic elimination and reduction has been a big focal point of activity. Three additional trend areas which aren't to do with sustainability but are equally significant. So functional enrichment, so that's all about added functionality in packaging. Look and feel, so that's about how packs look in the hand and on the supermarket shelf to entice consumers, shoppers. And intelligent engagement, so that's all about the new active and intelligent packaging that is coming into market as costs come down and technology improves. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk through the first 10 food packaging innovations. As we say in all of our webinars, the following 10 innovations aren't an endorsement of best practice. We are really just reflecting what's going on in the market. So some innovations are, in inverted commas, more innovative than others, but we've ignored sort of obvious areas of greenwashing. You know, sometimes companies say things like 100% sustainable, which clearly is never going to be the case. So yeah, so without further ado, I'm now going to crack on with some exciting innovations. So the COVID-19 global pandemic has clearly had some impact on packaging innovation development. I think we're through most of the sort of the reduction in initiatives that we saw beginning certainly in the summertime. But what it's also had is it's had a little bit of an effect on consumers' sort of heightened awareness for health and food safety, which is still presenting a concern for many in terms of hygiene. So this has led to new launches that have been fast-tracked to meet this new sort of consumer sentiment, and this is an example. Mimo Mochi ice cream has been launched in single-serve packs for the US market. The frozen dessert brand's packaging format features a single Mochi ice cream ball in a fully enclosed pack. The brand claims that the single-use format will help reduce food waste and spoilage by preserving quality and ensuring that shelf life compared with unpackaged Mochi ice cream. This is quite an interesting change because we're moving away from plastic, but for a different set of reasons that this single-serve plastic solution has been introduced. Next up, UK-based fruit and vegetables based condiment brand Tix has switched format for a new line of sample packs. The tube format has been made popular as an easy-to-use portable option for on-the-go cyclists and runners, and has extended this to new food product category. The Tiny Tix new format of sauces is a 25-gram mini portion in a bid to add consumer convenience as well as creating differentiation on supermarket shelves. The point-of-sale material sees a disruptive display with the items pinned to a backing card. Single-serve packaging specialist PodPack have introduced a new recyclable pack that has the added benefit of a PET that breaks down quickly in landfill. The packs offer all the functional benefits of the company's standard rPET pods. The pods have many applications from use in meal boxes, recipe kits, product samples, salad boxes, etc. The new material will break down PET, which is an organic polymer that attracts microbes present in an anaerobic environment, such as landfill, to speed up degradation. Now, this is a bit of a controversial area in terms of, is this the right end-of-life solution for this type of packaging? But the technology enhances the natural biodegradation of plastic in landfill by encouraging microbes to consume the plastic in a few years rather than the estimated centuries that conventional packaging takes to break down. The pods will naturally decompose relatively quickly to leave behind only organic matter and no toxins or microplastics. Now, PPI Technologies Group are a Florida-based flexible packaging converter, and they've agreed a collaboration with PodPack to help bring the latter's Easy Open innovation to market. The Easy Pop innovation uses an air bubble, which effectively works as a lever to open packs, including pouches. Now, this solution has been around for quite a while, so I guess PPI Technologies is really a facilitator to try and get this innovation out to a wider audience. The consumer just needs to pop the bubble to open the pack. A satisfying popping sound apparently is made with the pressing of the pack bubble. Littering and waste are reduced as there is no tear-off piece to be recovered upon opening. PPI Technologies are assessing new as well as existing customers to introduce the novel EasyPack pop feature. So certainly very distinctive. I think PopPack has over 150 patents issued and pending. So the solution has applications not just for food, but also for beverage, cosmetics, and pharmaceutical applications. Now, edible packaging has sort of been around for quite a while, really, and it's never really taken off as a viable long-term solution. But we are starting to see more new innovations sort of come to surface. I guess this is more looking at it as a potential solution for the ban on single-use plastic items. And it's forcing some operators to think in a different way. So rather than coming up with another packaging material, Aldi Sud have announced the introduction of an edible spoon that can be eaten after consumption for the Made with Love vegan chocolate dessert brand. The Spoonie has been created by a Heidelberg-based startup, Spoontainable, so it's hard to say, and is made from byproducts from the chocolate production process. You could argue this isn't really packaging, this isn't just it is another food item, but obviously that food item does help the consumption process. Yeah, so the jury's out as whether that is a long-term sustainable alternative to other materials for single use. Now, food producers continue to look for new ways to bring convenience to fruition. Danish Crown Foods has introduced a new dual pack for their Tulip brand for the Swedish market. The mild mini salami launch is in divisible packaging designed for easy snacking and has two main functional advantages. By making the pack in two parts with a salami of 10 grams in each bag, the salami can easily be shared with a friend or alternatively eaten in two batches throughout the day. Tulip mild mini salami is being introduced, as I say, for the Swedish market, and it's packed in separate portion bags for easy snacking. It's been sold in the Swedish ICA chain. Now, I mentioned as part of the packaging trends that recycling and recyclability has been a huge area of development. Certainly over the last, well, it's been an area of development for as long as packaging has been around, but it's certainly accelerated over the last sort of 2 or 3 years. So Nestle is working towards only having recyclable or reusable packaging by 2025. The business is relaunching their Maggi organic bouillon cubes in a new recyclable paper packaging format. The brand in France will switch to using paper packaging to wrap the individual cubes. It uses coated paper that can be recycled via the French paper waste stream. Previously, the cubes have been wrapped using a multi-layer aluminium-based laminate. A significant challenge during the paper's technical development was to ensure that the recyclable material was both foldable and sealable, as well as being sturdy enough to provide a satisfactory barrier. Nestle had to adapt and convert their existing packaging machinery for the packaging which is FSC certified. Now, this is another sort of area, I guess, is around carbon concern, which is around lightweighting and reducing pack format sizes. The packaging has often been used as a way to sort of elevate a product on shelf. Often, a long time ago, people would use packaging to overemphasize, if you like, the status of a brand, but that time's changing and packs are now becoming much more fit for purpose. So KP Snacks has they're developing their Pack Promise pledge to strive to use less packaging across its product portfolio, and with the end goal to ensure that all of its plastic packaging, film packaging, will be fully recyclable by 2025. Packaging reduction strategies are continuing to be an important tool, not very exciting. Consumers don't really notice, but it's still an ongoing activity that needs to be reported. So KP Snacks have reduced the packaging on its pop chips portfolio in combination with a new pack design introduction. The change decreases the amount of packaging by 23 tonnes per year, the equivalent of over 5 million fewer packs. They have reduced the size of plastic layers across all pop chips formats, a change that represents an overall decrease of 10% annually. Next up, I will mention about biodegradable, bio-based packaging initiatives. We're tracking quite a few every month, and this is a good typical example. So Dutch paper mill Crown van Gelder has created a new paper material that consists of 20% residual sugar beet waste. The paper manufacturer claims that the change will reduce the environmental impact per pack by 16%. The paper producer is the first in the world to produce sugar beet paper. Conventionally, only fresh wood fibre is used for food-safe packaging, which comes from responsibly managed Scandinavian forests. By combining fresh wood with food-safe sugar beet residues, it can be combined to be used as a packaging material. 20% sugar beet fibre in the packaging was a technical challenge, being more than double previous attempts. The replacement of virgin paper fibre results in less water usage and CO2 emissions. Now, last up, before we hear from Peggy, is a very distinctive one-handed food service packaging available in a number of different design permutations. So this is Surf and Fries brand, and it's now possible for on-the-go consumers to hold an entire meal in one hand, thanks to the innovative packaging format available in several design iterations. Only recyclable materials are used for the pack format that has the practical usage in sports venues and concert halls. Surf and Fries is a Croatian enterprise with a franchising model that aims to expand across Europe as well as North America. Its simple one-handed packaging is touted as perfect for eating on the go, especially for fans in the stands and those who watch live events. Customers are able to hold an entire full menu in one hand: fries, sauces, drinks and protein items. Carry in one hand and enjoy the food and drink with the other. Okay, so I'm delighted to introduce you to Peggy Cross, who's already got her camera on. Peggy, if you could just share your screen whilst I introduce you. Really delighted to have Peggy on the call today. Lots of experience developing the EcoTensil brand. I know they've got some exciting plans to develop EcoTensil beyond North America into the European market in light of the single-use bans that are coming down the line. My first question to you, Peggy, is what time of the day is it where you are?
It's bright and early, Paul. It's 7 a.m. here in California.
Okay, that was a loaded question. I actually didn't know that. So thank you very much for getting up so early in the day today. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy diary, and over to you.
Great, thank you, Paul. Yes, it's still a bit early here to tell if my coffee will be using its powers for good or evil yet today. So but let's hope for the best on that. The question is, can single-serve convenience really coexist with sustainability and the new plastic cutlery ban that's coming up in July? That's only 8 months away. Most of us know that consumers really want that grab-and-go convenience, and yet they also want to see a reduction in plastic packaging. So how do we kind of cross that bridge between reducing plastic and sustainability, particularly with the little plastic spoons that come on packaging that are going to be banned in just a few months? So, whoops, don't want to end the show. So one solution that people are talking about is the wooden utensils, and most people do find that experience, less than pleasant. I've had people actually compare it to scratching nails across the board when they chalkboard when they scrape a wood spoon against their teeth. So wood can also degrade the taste of the food product. So the fact that the wood absorbs moisture from the taste buds somewhat resist that and prevent the full flavor of the food to be experienced. And a big thing for a lot of us in packaging is that wood does not fold. And so how do we replace those small plastic spoons that are folded on the current packaging that we have today? So this is where EcoTensil comes in. EcoTensil is made from plastic-free paper. It's sturdy material similar to a coffee cup, but no poly. So imagine a coffee cup, there's no taste, there's no smell, there's a really nice mouth feel, particularly at the inside of the cup, which is the surface that is used on the EcoTensil. It's sanitary, and people are used to putting that in their mouth. So EcoTensil has been making its popular, well-loved utensils here in the US since 2010. Hundreds of millions have been sold, including to some of the largest global food manufacturers based in EU, particularly in response to the ban on single-use plastic that's coming up on us. As mentioned, the EcoTensil has a beautiful, pleasing mouth experience, much better than the wood cutlery, which a lot of our customers are finding very appealing. The other piece that's appealing is there's tremendous flexibility to be able to put the utensils on existing packaging. And I'll be going into that a little bit more, as well as the ease of it to be applied with existing equipment. So EcoTensil was really born of a passion for packaging. Yes, I'm a packaging geek. This is my second. I had a packaging company for about 14 years previous to this, and a passion for sustainability. The EcoTensil products are a beautifully simple replacement for the little plastic utensils on single-serve grab-and-go snacks and meals. And there are many options to fit in, on, under pots, trays, lids, etc. We'll be going through a few of those options. So before I dive into that, a little background on the material itself. We have been working with what we call our green dot and blue dot materials basically since the inception of the company, and really have had that perfected for a number of years. The green dot is completely plastic free. It's compostable, recyclable, and FSC certified. The blue dot is our longest lasting product. It does have a thin poly coating, and we are phasing that out for the European market in advance of the EU ban. However, we are very, very excited to finally be able to launch our new Aquadot, which has been our the holy grail we've been seeking for years, and we're very excited to be launching this completely plastic-free, compostable, recyclable, and sustainably forested new line, which is longer lasting and perfect for packaging. One thing I do want to say is that all the EcoSpoon products, whichever material you choose, are all very compact. They use 50 to 85% less material overall than plastic or wood. So no matter which material you choose, it's much better for the environment. Our patented structure creates an unexpected strength from a paperboard. Again, you can think of a paper cup and the strength that's, holds a giant grande coffee. We have over 20 patents and patents pending internationally, plus trademarks, etc. So before I dive into the case studies, we're going to have a little video break here. I'm going to speak through some of the captions here just so it's a little easier. Since many plastics, such as plastic cutlery, are being banned, EcoTensil offers a plastic-free solution made from sustainable paper. See, this is our tab lock. We'll be looking at that a little further. EcoTensil is great for just about any product, hot soups, ice cream. It even has cutting capability. You can see here in this little series that we can fit into many of existing compartments for plastic spoons. Our products do come unwrapped or wrapped, so you can put them in directly with food. This was a project designed for a Walmart parfait. So you can really get a sense here of the versatility of our range of products. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the case studies. I believe we have about 7 case studies, many of which are based in Europe. So our first one is the Kellogg's. Their research had showed that 12% of consumers eat breakfast at their desks. So they have launched a to-go granola fusion smoothie for the fast-growing Desk Fest segment. It's hard to say on my first cup of coffee. So they wanted to be able to include a plastic-free utensil to make the product truly grab and go. And the wood utensil option, in order to have it small enough to fit in the cup, it was then too small to reach to the bottom of the cup for the consumer. So the solution they've gone with is the EcoSpoon 3, which you can see on the right over here, left rather. That's just 3 inches long, 82 millimeters, and it can fit under many top cups without folding. The EcoSpoon 4 is another version of that. That's 4 inches long or 95 millimeters. And you can get the EcoSpoon 4 with a perpendicular fold for folding on your own equipment. These are both 2 of the most cost-effective solutions in the EcoTensil range. Our next challenge was with Hilcona Food Service that co-packs a wide range of grab-and-go deli salads and parfaits and other products for Coop. So they wanted to replace this plastic folded spoon in the bottom of their cups. That's actually the bottom that we're looking at there, with a plastic-free option. You can see this moat here, if you will. That was a problem for them. The food was getting stuck in this moat and the consumers were having a hard time getting it out. It had to be very deep in order to be able to fit the large spoon, the deep spoon. So our solution for that was the tab lock. And you'll see some closer up images of that in the next slide. Hilcona produced the products for Coop. Terra Plus, or Terra Plast as they were previously known, replaced the plastic forks and spoons in their facility and then supplied them to Hilcona. Tablock comes packed, soldier stacked, or all in a row for ease of application on existing high-speed equipment. So actually, when I was in a TerraPlast's facility, they had 4 pieces of equipment, giant pieces of equipment that were putting these cups together and palletizing cups, all run by one person. 4 very large pieces of equipment. So you see the level of automation, and the Tablock actually performed beautifully within that level of automation. Hilcona was able to replace 3.5 tons of plastic in substituting the EcoTensil spoon for the plastic, which is pretty astounding. So here we see a close-up picture of the Tablock. This is in a top cup here, where we've just taken out the existing folded plastic spoon, and the Tablock fits right in there. You can see it folds out into our normal Eco spoon configuration. Our next challenge was an innovative single-serve container by Graphic Packaging called IntegraFlex. And IntegraFlex is a package that you eat the product directly out of the package. It comes folded flat, and the outer cardboard liner is fully recyclable. The consumer tears open the package, which I mentioned comes flat, and pops open the carton, adds the hot water, in some cases microwaves. And in order to really capitalize on the grab and go breakfast opportunities, the very flat bowl needed an equally flat and equally sustainable utensil. So they chose to move forward with our wrapped Eco Spoon 4. They chose a bandolier version of that because it fit onto their existing equipment, and it was able to be applied a fully automated, high-speed glue dotting of the utensil into the overwrap during the construction of the cup itself. The spoon fit flatly into the packet between the layers, adding virtually no bulk to the package. GF Harvest is one of the customers for this package offering, and they were able to include the utensil in this pack, which means they were able to ship the package without shipping that additional air that we normally see with a full-on cup with a dry oat product in the cup itself. EcoTensil allowed the consumers to mix and eat even microwave muffin, which we can see in the previous shot here. That's actually a muffin that's easily consumed with the EcoTensil product. It cut right through with no problem whatsoever. And the Eco Spoon holds up beautifully to the hot product. So our next challenge was Big Slice, another really innovative package, which was it's a pouch, and you can see here there's the tear open. You can see the graphic here. Then the consumer eats right out of the pouch with the spoon. It's a chunky apple product, and so Big Slice wanted consumers to be able to eat right from the pouch, which required a utensil. The bulky plastic utensils, they were having problems with those becoming detached from a pouch and taking up room. So our solution was perfect for them. The wrapped Eco Spoon is affixed with a glue dot to the back of the pouch, which you can see here. The consumer just tears both packets open and eats directly from the pouch. And this has been tremendously popular, getting the product into many channels where it otherwise would not have been brought in. So our next challenge also used the Eco Spoon for. This wall bowl line was is a it's a kind of a mix it yourself deli, fresh deli salad. We were able to put the wrapped Eco Spoon for onto the package underneath a restickable label, so the consumer could easily peel away, grab the utensil, and consume the salad. So here's just a nice close-up of the wrapped Eco Spoon 4. They come in, you can get those in the 3-inch Eco Spoon 3 and the 4-inch Eco Spoon 4. They do come bandolier or scatter pack in a box, depending on your manufacturing requirements. Eco Spoon 4 can also come folded and wrapped. We do have a large global brand that's moving forward with this product. Unfortunately, I can't disclose who that is at this point. So the beauty of this product is it's so small, it really does fit in just about any place that the wrapped folded plastic spoons can fit, and can often be used with the same application process in the plant. So here's another line of our products. It's called the Pop Out. So this first challenge was one of our first customers for the product, which is Wink, an ice cream company. They were looking for a non-plastic utensil alternative that was strong enough for ice cream. This particular product here you see has the 4 scores on it. That's designed specifically for ice cream, extra sturdy, and works beautifully with ice cream. The Pop Out is the lid itself, and the spoon pops out of the lid when the consumer removes it. You can see there's a plastic film here which keeps the utensil clean on the exterior. So when the, oops, sorry, jumping around there. The consumer just peels it away and the spoon stays clean. The printing is on the film, no printing on the spoon on the outside. Yeah, it's a beautiful one size fits all solution for ice cream. The Pop Out is available for this is a 95 millimeter cup with a sealing foil on it. We have a number of ways that we can place the Pop Out onto this size of a cup, where you're seeing it's actually replacing a plastic lid with the plastic spoon and a plastic label. So all of that plastic is being replaced by just this paper Pop Out. So it has a tremendous communication to consumers of plastic reduction, and it has other benefits as well. When we apply it with a shrink band, it offers structural strength as compared to a cup without a lid on it, and great stackability as well. And here's our last case study. This is a customer of ours called Evoke, and they were coming up with a brand new innovative product, which was an avocado-based smoothie for grab-and-go snacking. They were designing it to come in a single-serve bowl, and they really wanted it to be grab-and-go. So this was very exciting for us because I got to use my packaging experience. Like I said, I'm a total packaging geek, so I was very thrilled to be able to work with them on this package, which is in the shape of an avocado. You can see the Pop Out actually replaces the label. So here's the Pop Out here. You can see it underneath this plastic lid here. And so it's replacing the label as well as being the spoon. So you can see this is the back side of the utensil here, and the spoon pops out of that. So it was a really dramatic package. In fact, they won an NXT at their launch at Natural Products Expo in 2017. So that was kind of a fun project and very successful. So that is our presentation. It was a lot of information for us to go through in such a short time, because there is, as you can see, a lot of different opportunity with EcoTensil. So I'm happy to take any questions at this time.
Thank you, Peggy. We're just going to do 10 minutes of additional innovations, and then we'll come on to questions in about sort of 10 or 12 minutes time, if that's okay.
Very good.
Okay, so I'm now going to try and share my screen. I do love the challenges of technology. Peggy, can you confirm that you can see the screen okay?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Right, if you could come off the mic, and then we can crack on. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you very much for Peggy for that excellent introduction to all things EcoTensil, and we've got some really good questions to ask in a moment. But before we do that, there are just some more innovations that I would like to show you that are recent initiatives that come through the Innovation Zone packaging database. So this is first up is a plastic-free chocolate bar wrapper, making its Polish debut. The Las Vegans wrapping is reported to be 100% plastic-free, and will be the first on the market that replaces conventional formats. The new vegan chocolate bar will be wrapped in what they're calling revolutionary biodegradable packaging, consisting of a proprietary blend of biodegradable, compostable paper packaging. I'd really like to find out a little bit more about this and just how they're achieving the claims they're making. But what we're really doing is just reflecting what is coming to our attention on the market. Loop's reusable scheme has created quite a lot of interest over the last sort of 6 to 12 months, and you would have seen launches around the world, including the UK about 3 months ago through Tesco. The next stage in their journey is to make Loop available not just as a at-home delivery service, but also the opportunity to be able to drop off and purchase reusable packaging in store. So this is in Carrefour in France, but I know that Loop have also got plans to go in store in selected Tesco outlets in 2021. It's been estimated that over 2 million people in the UK live with sight loss and unable to read information on packaging and products. So that's quite a significant challenge for them. So Kellogg's is trialling a new limited edition packaging for their Cocoa Pops brand to help the blind and partially sighted. A trial in 60 co-op stores will see technology implemented that allows consumers to use a smartphone to detect an on-pack code. This activates playback of important labeling and allergen information to the user. The technology is called NaviLens, and it's all in conjunction with World Sight Day that has recently happened. The trial was precipitated after research from RNIB exposed that 90% of blind and partially sighted people believe that information on food packaging is difficult or impossible to read. My eyesight, I wear glasses, but it's perfectly, with glasses is perfectly acceptable, and I still can't read the majority of packaging, text on packaging, so I would tend to agree with that. The challenge for this one is actually, if it works, what do you do in the longer term? Does this sort of set a precedent that this kind of technology is required across all packaging formats? Another sort of site-related initiative, and actually, if you've got a smartphone to hand, you can actually scan that QR code, and that will take you directly to a narrative label website. This is an Italian startup that has developed a new initiative for food labels to help, again, the visually impaired understand vital pack information. So really, this is just another tool to get that information to people. The narrative label uses a 30-second audio recording alongside a range of large size images, text and videos to detail the product contents. Just conscious of time, I've just got 3 or 4 more before we go to questions. A German retailer, Rui, is testing reusable trays as a way to tackle the considerable amount of single-use bowls and boxes and cups that they get through. So they're testing in 5 locations in the Cologne area, coordinated with reusable experts, Vital. The reusable system consists of a plastic bowl with lid, and it has a volume of 1,250 ml, and it is both dishwasher and microwave safe. Shoppers need to scan an individual QR code at a dispensing station. A tray will then remove to fill at the salad bar. Customers have 14 days to return the tray free of charge. When returned within 24 hours, the tray does not have to be rinsed, but only roughly cleaned. We've mentioned a biodegradable solution. This is a home compostable packaging solution for the Irish market. Aldi continues to work on its global plastic reduction programme. To help achieve this goal, Aldi Ireland is trialling home compostable bags for Ireland's most popular potato variety. The customers can place the packaging in their compost heap at home instead of having to put it in the brown bin to be sent to an industrial composting facility. If the pilot is successful, the new packaging will remove 5 tonnes of non-recyclable plastic packaging across more than 1 million bags of spuds annually. The important thing here is the communication and the fact that consumers don't just put it in the bin, but actually home compost it. And another challenge is how many people have home composting facilities. So this is not without its issues and challenges. The penultimate innovation, this is, again, we've mentioned the refill market quite a lot today, and make no excuses for that because it is something of significant interest and is definitely growing. We've seen quite a lot of bricks and mortar outlets, if you like, but maybe the switch is now moving to something on wheels. There's been a steady rise in small companies launching battery-powered refill vehicles that are a cross between the traditional milk float and the sort of the grocery delivery vehicles that we saw post-war. Instead of consumers driving to an outlet, the shop can effectively come to them. This means that they are able to serve communities that may have limited access to refill shops and a more community-focused. This example here is a company called Farewell, and they're London-based, and they claim to have diverted nearly 26,000 items of single-use packaging in 1 year. They don't even offer paper bags as a way to encourage proper refill use. So this solution, they offer food products such as pulses, rice, pasta and dried fruit and cereals and nuts, as well as cleaning and beauty products. You may have seen in a previous webinar us talking about Algramo, which is a Chile-based portable refill solution as well, which is quite exciting. So last up is an innovation from RJ Wiggins. They've announced the introduction of a translucent functional barrier paper. They've been working on this for quite a while, and they did have a solution a couple of years ago, but this is a sort of a concerted effort to get that message out there again. So it's very much on the radar. So this is made from renewable raw materials and has been scientifically proven to preserve the quality of food and cosmetics just as well as conventional plastics that it replaces. So this is a versatile plastic in terms of pack effects, so it could be foil stamped and glued, embossed and metallized, etc. And RJ Wiggins is working with packaging converters to open up an array of applications encompassing pouches, bags, faux wraps and sachets, etc. The fully recyclable, compostable and biodegradable paper packaging is FSC certified. Okay, apologies if that last section was a bit rushed, but I'm keen to get some questions. So Peggy, can you come on the mic again, please?
Sure.
Excellent. So we've just had a few questions. One about EcoTensil is around sort of carbon footprint claims. I mean, have you got any assessments done in terms of the carbon footprint of EcoTensil compared to alternative products?
We are working on that. We don't have the official studies done, in part because we're compared to so many different types of options. Like you can compare us to a wood utensil or a large plastic utensil or a small. So it's not like, well, here's a 32-ounce cup versus another 32-ounce cup. So we've found that a little bit challenging. But you know what we can say is there's you know, between a 50 and 85% reduction in the amount of material used overall. So that's something that's pretty exciting to us.
Okay, we've had another question about, for me in Schofield, really like the spoon, but some of the packs shown have lots of non-recyclable packaging. Is that a correct assessment, or is what would you say about that?
Well, we just make the utensils. So, you know, the one of our objectives, and that's why we love the tab lock. So, can you see me, Paul?
I can, yes.
Yeah, okay, good. So this is one of the reasons we developed this product. I hope you guys can see me because I can't see myself. Is designed so it doesn't need any plastic wrap whatsoever. It can go into a package like this, this one here. This is the Hilcona one. So there's no additional plastic packaging that our utensil has added to their existing packaging, or something like this, where again, there's no additional plastic. You know, as with a food, you do need to keep the utensil sanitary. So there is always going to be that piece. You know, we'd love to get rid of plastic completely, but that's something that the world is moving towards right now. We do have this product. So this is a little sneak preview for everybody. It is a plastic-free wrap by a company called ThePackHub in the UK, who we are working with. And we're testing this out right now. And that is a goal for us, to be able to have an option whereby the product is not wrapped in any plastic, or no plastic is needed.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple more questions. This may not be a quick one to answer, but we've got a question about the disposal route. Is it paper recycling, food waste? And what standard are you using to certify the compostability?
So for our Green Dot products, that is certified ASTM 6868 here in the US. So that is compostable. It can go in the food waste. You know, it's recyclable. The fiber that's used is it's a relatively high grade fiber, so it does recycle very nicely. Again, it just uses less material overall. So we're pretty excited about that, even if it does end up in the landfill. Our brand new AquaDot line is, so that is, the paperboard itself is PCEF certified. Our plant where we make them is FSC. So we're getting in alignment on those two. So we have a PFC material and an FSC plant. We are actually also hope to be manufacturing in the UK very soon. It's that plant does have that compliance. The AquaDot has every compliance known to mankind in Europe for Europe. And so we're pretty excited about that. And I should add, by the way, we do have a warehouse now that we've opened up in the Netherlands. So we do have availability to supply directly from that warehouse as well as from the US.
Excellent, thank you. My last question you've just answered about the European production and warehousing. So thank you very much for that. So Peggy, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you taking time and getting up early this morning to present for us. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peggy.
It's a pleasure.
Coming towards the end of the webinar, last couple of minutes, just to talk about a special offer we have for our latest refillable and reusable packaging compendium. If you go to our homepage, ThePackHub.com, you'll see a link that will entitle you to £100 off the RRP for the compendium. Just a reminder, 175 market initiatives, and we've interviewed 17 key stakeholders across the industry, so a really comprehensive assessment of where we are with the fast-growing refillable and reusable packaging market. Next up, so our next webinar will be on Thursday, the 10th of December, Sustainable Packaging Innovations, again at 3 o'clock GMT. You can get more information on all our webinars, and we've got 3 or 4 now set up over the next few months at thepackup.com/events/webinars. So that concludes the PackHub's latest packaging trends webinar. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. As I said before, we will be sending you details of this recording. And if you have any additional questions or would like more information on EcoTensil or any other innovation, please email me, paul@thepackup.com, and I promise to get back to you as soon as I can with some answers. So we hope to see you all at the next event. Thank you again for your time, and please stay safe.